And now, News 4's Weather Extra with Chief Meteorologist David Paul.
Welcome into Weather Extra on this Monday evening. Meteorologist Ryan Duggar along my side. We did some tag team weather coverage online, streaming tonight. And it wasn't really to the level where we did a bunch on TV, but online we did.
No, and we were just talking about, I think it was a really good call to be tracking some of those storms because, I mean, it brought a lot of power outages to Coffee County, and there was one storm that was putting out some pretty good winds. Yeah,
it began in Bruton. We were watching that at 6, carried all the way through Covington County into eventually Dale County before starting to weaken. Let's go to the radar now because it does look pretty good here going into the overnight period. A few new showers and storms popping up south there of Destin, and some of that rainfall around Destin is on the heavy side, but inland a few showers around, nothing real significant. These storms are significant. I've been watching that batch coming on through Bayou La Battery over towards Mobile and Pensacola. That prompted a severe thunderstorm warning. Ryan, the winds on this one, really impressive.
Yeah, you see those pinks right there? And I mean, that's pretty close to the radar site, so you're probably getting some pretty good winds at the surface. Maybe this is looking like upper 50s to around 60.
Yeah, probably at times earlier, topping 60 miles per hour. It kind of went there briefly to that yellow color, and that means winds over 60, even 70 miles per hour, kind of bowing out there. Thankfully, that was not a big concern for us this evening, winds over 70 miles per hour, but some of those gusts locally were 50 plus.
Yeah, these storms are likely still kind of tapping into some of that energy that's been in place since this afternoon, but as the day wears on, we lose a lot of that energy.
And we are losing a lot of the showers and storms as a result, but the energy in the atmosphere will kind of recharge tomorrow and tomorrow evening, so a few more pop-up showers and storms. This setup is very unusual. Check out that area of low pressure spinning over the Great Lakes. That is pretty far south for this time of year. That has displaced the jet stream southward through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, up through Alabama, Georgia, and the East Coast. So we're seeing a lot of storminess farther southward compared to what is normal this time of year. But it's something that happens every once in a while. You mentioned earlier tonight on the live stream that when you got here 2 years ago in June, we had that outbreak of tornadoes in the middle of June. That also very unusual from a similar area of low pressure too far south.
Yeah, and it's always stuck in my mind because that was around really this time of June, June 14th. Yeah, so that's mid-June. Usually, you're seeing more of those troughs up towards the northern half of the United States. It doesn't really get down here, so that's always stuck in my mind, just showing that tornadoes can happen any time of year, really.
And we've seen them in July, rarely, but we have here in the Wiregrass. Weather is fascinating, all 12 months out of the year for sure. Hey, we're going to talk about heat coming up next and give you some educated guesses on the heat for this summer. That's next.
And now, News 4's Weather Extra.
Welcome back to Weather Extra. Seasonal heat in place, nothing unusual. It's hot and humid. Even 89 is hot and humid.
Oh yeah. When those dew points in the 70s are right around, I mean, it's always pretty hot. So, and it could even get hotter.
A whole lot hotter. Have a look with meteorologist Zach Webster.
Recent rains have helped keep temperatures cooler around the region for the last several weeks, but we're starting to enter that time of the year where we normally start to see, at times, some of our hottest air begin to settle into the region. Here's a look at the top 10 hottest days that we've seen on record in Dothan. The all-time record high, 105 degrees. That's happened 4 times, most recently July 2nd in 2009. Even just last year, June 25th, 2024, we saw that temperature get up to 103 degrees. There's no indications anytime soon that we're going to see any heat anywhere close to this over the next several weeks, even over the next several weeks. But this list, a good reminder that we're starting to enter that time of the year where those 100s could start to become a little bit more common to see.
So the question is, how hot will we get this summer? I asked myself, I asked Ryan, I asked Zach, what's your guess? Educated guess.
Yeah, educated guess.
Zach says 98 this summer.
Okay.
I say 100 this summer, and you say
102. That's
102.
right.
Yeah,
I'm thinking a little bit of a hot summer. Maybe if we could get a few dry days later on too, maybe that could pump the heat up a little bit.
It definitely can. We should be in that ballpark, 98 to 102. All right, over the coming weeks here, it will be turning warmer. This is a 6 to 10 day outlook, much above normal over the western part of the country, and a good chance of it being warmer than normal here. So that would take us into basically next week. And then the following week looks pretty warm also, looking at readings here that could be in the lower to middle 90s across the deep south, and overall warmer than normal across the western, southwestern part of the country also. A pattern that will flip a little bit because right now we're running a little bit below normal, does look to go above normal next week.
Yeah, that's something I've really noticed with the atmosphere. A lot of the time, if you take it below normal for a long period of time, it likes to overcorrect itself. Right. So this might be what is taking place here.
Okay, so if you're watching us, we want to get you involved in our show. I want you to take your phone out, put it on video mode, and if you have a question for us, you just do this.
Yeah, so, you know...
No, you're on camera, go.
Oh, I'm on camera, yes, yeah. My name is...
You say, hi, my name is Ryan.
I was getting to that, My name is Ryan Duggar, and I have a question. Does heat lightning really exist, or is that a myth?
That's a great question. So you take that video, all right, and then you email weather@wtvy.com. And what we want to do is take your video, show you asking it, and then we break it down during a segment on Friday evenings.
Yes, I think that would be so cool. And it gives the people the chance to get their questions answered. And hey, you might see your face right up here on this wall.
That's right. Yeah. So weather@wtvy.com, 10 to 15 seconds. Yeah. And that'll be good. All right, hope to show on this Friday night. Good night.